Audience research and feedback from my project has been an important part of creating media text. From doing research and gaining that feedback from my audience, it gave me an insight into my audience's taste, for example, what they like and what they don't like. This helped me as it gave me the opportunity to create a media text which appealed specifically for my audience. Also, from getting feedback, I found that there are always ways to improve my work and help me find areas which I were weak in and needed work on. For my AS work, I didn't use a lot of audience research. I used many methods for my audience research. However, for my A2 project, I conducted a lot of different methods and experimented and found that I got a lot of different research informations because of the different methods I used. Some of the methods I used to research was through questionnaires. This was done both online and on paper as well. I found that this was effective because doing a survey online was easily accessible and easy to do than on a print because it can be accessed and done easily. However, a con of using this method of doing surveys online was that I found myself giving my survey out to my classmates as my teacher only emailed them to the rest of my class, so the information I was getting back was not a real representation of my audience. Another method I conducted was to do my research by asking people verbally and recording what they thought. This was a good method because it was easier for me to understand the feedback and gain a good understanding of what specific changes I can make, as I could just ask them. Also, from doing audience feedback, I found that it was effective in helping me create a media text, as my research made me base my project on the feedback I got rather than my own opinion. I learned a lot about the process of audience feedback, such as the different methods I used and which one were more effective than the others. I found that asking people in person one-to-one for feedback was more useful than a questionnaire, for example, because it gave me a more honest answer which was explained, whereas a questionnaire is more closed and asking in person is open, as you can get a wider answer. If I was to change the audience feedback in the future for a project, I would send my questionnaire or survey to a bigger audience, as I only got audience feedback from my classmates, so the feedback was limited and everyone were doing their own project, so some didn't even complete the questionnaire. Also, a wider audience would mean more feedback and also more ways to improve it, and this would help me create a better final product. I learned a lot from my audience feedback. For example, I found out some criticisms and ways to improve. This helped me with the final production piece as it appealed to my audience. Also, from my audience feedback, I found out some positives about my work. One of them was asking my classmates on feedback, and they compared it with my AS work and how my InDesign skills have improved, as well as Photoshop. Overall, audience feedback gave me the knowledge I needed to create a media text which was appealing to my audience, as well as give me feedback on how to improve my own skills and development